This is my Dragonite, and if I can't solo the league with just him, I'm going to have to surprise trade him away. He's holding the Dragon Fang, boosting his Dragon type moves. He's got the multi-scale ability, meaning that he takes less damage when he's at full HP. His moveset is Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Dragon Dance, and Outrage. He's got a quiet nature, which boosts his special attack but lowers his speed, but my Dragonite's got much higher attack stat, which is why I've given it mostly physical moves. As for the rules, I only get one attempt, so if Dragonite faints, I've got to surprise trade him away. There's no second chances. I also can't Dynamax, and I can't use items in battle except held items. Whichever held item I pick has to be my held item for the entire tournament, and I have to invite Leon since he's the strongest trainer in the game. Now let's get started. First up, we've got Vega, and I seem to get her quite a lot for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not complaining since she's quite weak to be honest. We also have Thunder Punch, which is going to be really good against her water types. First Pokemon's Pelipper, and with its ability Drizzle, it sets up the rain, boosting water type moves, setting up the rest of our team. We go for a Thunder Punch, which is going to be 4 times effective, and take it out in one hit. I was considering going for Dragon Dance here, but I'd rather set it up on a later Pokemon that can do less damage to us. Next up is Gyarados, and I'm definitely not setting up against this thing, so I'm going to use Thunder Punch again. Unfortunately, it has the ability Intimidate, lowering my attack, which is really annoying since we're a physical attacker. I go for Thunder Punch and take it out in one hit too. Next up is going to be her Barraskewda, and this is the Pokemon I'm going to set up on. My first Dragon Dance is just going to take me back to neutral attack, so then after that we'll boost our attack higher. It also boosts our speed, which makes it one of the best setup moves in the entire game, since we can just boost our speed and our attack, and then always hit first, and hit really hard. Even with the power boost from the rain, Liquidation isn't going to really do much against Dragonite, so we can just set up with Dragon Dance here and hopefully wipe the rest of our team. After 3 Dragon Dances, we're at +2 attack since we got intimidated earlier, and now we've got super effective Thunder Punch to try and wipe the rest of our team. A Barraskewda hits another Liquidation, taking us down to 240, still have loads of health. I go for a Thunder Punch next turn as the rain's now finished, and I can move on to our next Pokemon without it being boosted. Thunder Punch hits and takes it out in one hit as well. Next up is a Pokemon I really like, Araquanid. Unfortunately, we're going to have to knock it out in one hit as well. Vega's down to our last Pokemon now, and it's going to be a Seismitoad. Unfortunately, we can't use Thunder Punch on this, so I'm going to go for Outrage instead. Outrage is a really strong move, so I'm not too concerned about having to use that. It's taken it out in one hit as well, and with that we've taken down Vega. Next up is really unfortunate. We managed to get Bead. This guy's fairy type moves are going to absolutely destroy Dragonite, so I'm going to have to set up really early. Fortunately, he starts with Mawile. Unfortunately though, it has Intimidate as well, so this thing's going to lower our attack before we can even set up. The good thing is, it can't really do that much damage to us, so we should be able to set up pretty well. I'm going to have to wipe the entirety of Bead's team, because any fairy type move is probably going to absolutely rinse me in one hit. Luckily he's only going to use Play Rough with this one, which is super effective, but it's not going to do too much. He hits his first Play Rough, and it does basically nothing. This means we're back to neutral attack, and we've got a little bit of extra speed. I'm going to keep going for some Dragon Dances here. I really need to make sure that I sweep the rest of his team. He's got a Gardevoir that could take me out in one hit easily, and his final Pokemon's going to Dynamax. And I can guarantee a Dynamax Fairy move will definitely finish us off. We're also no longer at full HP, so Motor Scale isn't going to come into effect to protect us. He hits another Play Rough, this time doing a little bit more damage, and we set up another Dragon Dance. I'm really going to push Dragonite to the limit here and get him to the point where one more hit's going to take him out, because I don't want to get hit by another move, and if I can set up as much as I can here, that's going to be the best bet. In theory, we should easily outspeed everything after all these Dragon Dances, and as long as we're one hit, we'll be able to wipe his entire team. He hits another Play Rough, taking us down to just 98 HP. Unfortunately, this one lowers our attack. That's really irritating since we died to a critical hit here, so I'm going to go for Fire Punch this time, and getting the attack drop just before that is kind of annoying. We take out Mawile in one hit since it's super effective, and he sends in Sylveon next. This thing can definitely finish me off, so we got our outspeed. I'm going to go for Thunder Punch now, since I just feel like it does more damage, even though I know it doesn't. We hit the Thunder Punch and take it out in one hit. Next up is the real threat, Gardevoir. We definitely need to finish this one in one hit too. I'm going to go for Thunder Punch again and hope for the best. We outspeed and land the Thunder Punch. Luckily we've taken Gardevoir out in one hit as well. Time for his 4th Pokemon Rapidash now, and this thing shouldn't cause us any problems. We go for another Thunder Punch and take that out in one hit as well. His Hatterene is his Dynamax Pokemon, and if this thing outspeeds and hits us with a Max Starfall, that's it. Dragonite's finished. We really need to outspeed here, but I'm pretty confident we will. I'm also fairly confident that a Thunder Punch can one-shot as well. I'm actually more scared of this thing than I am of Charizard. Thunder Punch connects and takes down his Hatterene. That's absolutely huge. That was probably the most threatening Pokemon in the entire tournament. Obviously our final fight is going to be up against Leon, and with Beat taken down, we're in a pretty good position. Leon's going to start with his Aegislash, since he always does. That's actually quite good because I know that it uses King's Shield first turn, so I can set up with a free Dragon Dance. I'm then going to go for another Dragon Dance, and then another after that, since he alternates King's Shield. So he'll hit us with a move, and then definitely use King's Shield again. This means I can definitely get 3 Dragon Dances, and only get hit with 1 move, which is actually kind of huge. We set up our first one, and he obviously goes for King's Shield. That was perfectly predicted. If we hit him with a physical move while he's using King's Shield, it'll actually lower our attack as well, so we need to be really tactical about when we use it. We go for a second Dragon Dance on the next one, and just like that, he goes for a stance change. I was expecting him to use Shadow Ball, but he actually went for Steel Beam instead. I didn't even know he had that move. I was thinking it was going to hit pretty hard, and it did a fair amount, but not that much. I know he's going for King's Shield again next turn, so we set up a 3rd Dragon Dance. I was wondering what to do here, whether I should just take it out with a Fire Punch next turn, or continue setting up. I decided I'd continue setting up, since I want to wipe his whole team. We went for a 4th Dragon Dance, putting us at +4 attack and +4 speed. We should, in theory, be able to take out his whole team here, but we know since he's using an attacking move this turn, he's going to use King's Shield next turn. For some reason, he picked Sacred Sword, which is pathetic. It did absolutely nothing to us. We know he's going for King's Shield, so we set up a 5th Dragon Dance, giving us +5 attack and +5 speed. I know he's going to use an attacking move next, so instead of setting up the final Dragon Dance, I went for Fire Punch. We took this thing down since it was already at half HP from using Steel Beam, and he sends in his Mr. Rhyme next. This thing's going down to a Thunder Punch too, since it's super effective at +5 attack. It connects, and we take it out in 1 hit. I was originally going to teach Dragonite Ice Punch specifically for his next Pokemon, Dragapult, and in case I got Raihan in the previous match, but I decided to put on Outrage instead. I don't actually want to use Outrage here because I don't want to be locked into that move, since Charizard's going to go down to a Thunder Punch, and so's Inteleon. I decided to go for Thunder Punch instead, and I still took it out in 1 hit. Inteleon's up next, and another Thunder Punch does exactly what I thought it would, taking it down. His final Pokemon is his Gigantamax Charizard, and to be honest, we still have so much health, and I don't think it has a single move that can actually take us out in 1 hit. Even though our multi-scale isn't going to come into effect since we're not at full HP, a Fire type Wildfire isn't going to do too much, and a Grass type Overgrow also won't do very much. I don't know what other moves he has, maybe Max Air Screen or Max Rockfall, but even those probably wouldn't finish us. We hit our final Thunder Punch, and down goes Leon's Charizard. That means my Dragonite's staying with me. I'm not going to have to surprise trade him away. Let me know if you want to see Dragonite take on this tournament again, but without Dragon Dance. And stay tuned for the next one, which will be a shiny run. Subscribe if you're not already.